I spend on making after.
Yeah, but we just go with it. Okay, let's share the screen then. And what we are looking on is swarm operations and Catalyst Swarm funds for the month, June, July, August, September. Those funds are all coming from funded proposals within Project Catalyst, mainly Catalyst Swarm operations and after Town Hall. And we will take some time to say where the funds go to which people and why the funds go to these people. So let's give it a start. Do you want to start, Tevo? With Stephen Wittenstein. Who is Stephen and why does he receive funds from Swarm?
I bet Stephen receives fund for documentation, and he's a great guy to do that. I think he's very valuable for entire Catalyst team and people to have such a person who not only does Swarm stuff, but other projects where he thinks there is a value.
Much agree. I think he was very much the initiator of setting up the first standards for documenting, auditing projects, founder of the Q&A though. And I think the initiator of community governance oversight as well, and just driving a hell load of great projects. Then next one. This is this is that one case. Why do we pay Quasar? Because Quasar always sticks his nose in things which doesn't belong to him. You think this is really good, but sometimes really tiring. But he's, I think, would say an amazing communicator, bringing a bunch of people into the ecosystem and helping them to make the first steps. What do you have to say to Quasar?
I think he's learning, and I would expect more of to create a safe place in some of the environments. We had a bit of like a showdown and created odd threads of discussions which could have been handled better. But overall, I do like the amount of work he does, and then bringing on the people and giving them the path to funding for themselves.
Much agree. And one point what I think is sometimes difficult for us in Swarm as well, to say, for example, we love communicators and all, but hey, there's also certain solidarity, and we should not attack each other in public spaces and starting some weird conversations, communications, which doesn't help anybody. So this was the reason as well why we said, okay, we want to move away from the 1,500 to the 1,000, because there have been some harm caused, especially in Fund 8, I would say, where we had several Swarm members as well who came and said, hey, it's not correct to get publicly attacked without any valid background, without any reasoning. And yeah, but we are all learning. And anyway, we want to improve with each other, and we want to support each other, and therefore moving forward. Then, fuck myself. You have to say something, Tevo.
What else to say? I think you're doing a great job at coordinating and finding these pockets of knowledges, bringing them together, share their stuff around. And now it seems like also creating an environment where like groups can start working, helping to expand the Swarm and like general like meetings, the vision of how do we empower each other.
Thanks. That's cute. That's great. It's pretty much what I try to do. Building bridges and networks, helping the community to step up and to take initiative and responsibility. Then to the next 5 parts, 2, 4, 5, we don't really have to speak a lot to other tools we use, mostly the Zoom account. The Zoom account is interesting because the Zoom account is a business account which is used by a bunch of groups. And yeah, what Swarm mostly does is to say, hey, cool, you have a project and you need recurring meetings and everything, and you need a license, but you don't have any resources to pay for it. Means then we take a license and we pay for for those projects then, simply to have a more easy way to move forward. Miro, this is mostly for you, Tevo. You're the grandmaster of Miro, I would say.
Yeah. I would really have to actually dive into the Miro because I haven't used Miro for several months, and we could earn some areas to share others.
Cool, yeah. So, okay, let's see on this one how we can adjust it. Then
or we can adjust thinking like how do we pay for it? Maybe we move the boards I use and started actually sharing it with Joran from Climate Change because he's also now into like the mentor, mentorship and wants more access. So we joined together.
Nice. Then we have Illustrator and InDesign for doing all the swarm graphics, things and stuff. It's mostly me who is doing. And I'm paying for those as well from my own personal account. That's the reason as well why I received back the stuff there. I think I got paid back the stuff in January. For last year, I think all our tools and everything what we had, we paid mostly out of our own pocket. So it was mostly being engaged for us was a very long time, a matter of, not only engaging time, but also own resources to make things happen. But nice that we don't have to pay anymore for the tools from our own pocket. Then Lucas Machiaveli. Lucas is a young guy from Latin America, helping the LATAM town hall, LATAM community a lot in taking place. And he quit his day job as well. He's full-time Catalyst, and he received a monthly support from $500 over 3 months time frame. And now, as we have more funds available now, also moving to $1,000 per month for Lucas. Then Natalie, who is introducing the After Town Hall now, and as a became a core member of the After Town Hall team, which is meeting each week as well, coming together, keeping things up to date, maintaining the whole After Town Hall space, and definitely also looking for improvements and evolve the whole thing. Then Peter Wolcott, do you want to start with this?
I assume he's also in a town hall team, but I think he's almost every team which requires a very passionate person who joins in and oh, this is great, we need this meeting set up, I'm gonna take notes, and like very active and gives this like good vibe of let's get it done, let's get in action. I appreciate that when he joins somewhere, bringing that energy.
Much agree. And I remember also on the beginning when he joined, he was already a little bit flashing and all, but not so much in public and all. And now he really became, I would say, really a beautiful community manager and its own. Really driving conversations for giant meetings, taking notes, like the secretary, project manager, all over the place. So once again, really nice story as well. What we see happening in Catalyst. Then Nadim, also for the After Town Hall, which he's joining, but also is compensated as a part of, this is something what I will mention. Catalyst Circle didn't got funded. Catalyst Circle admin team neither, as their budget has been calculated there. But Catalyst Circle admin team does really amazing work, and there are really amazing people behind who volunteering this since a while already without, let's say, any real rewards for the engagement. And this is why we have Nori Nishigaya, JP, Adjei, Miroslav, and Nadim, and Peter as well, who are all part of the Catalyst Circle admin team, together with Stephen Wittenstahl as well, who also get compensated a little bit, also in regard, okay, the CC admin team didn't got any funds, but hey, we can back you with Catalyst One. And as such, it was communicated to the CC admin team as well. So hey, we want definitely support what you do. And as they not only engage in CC admin team, but also very much in Catalyst One, it just makes sense to back them and to say, hey, look, yeah, you have something anyway. But yeah, then Adjei.
I don't actually know too much about Adjei. We have had great conversations in few meetings, and I know he's a part of the treasury, but like, what are his personal proposals or projects or passions? It's never really come to that. It's been more of work.
Okay, so maybe I can help there. Adjei and Miroslav, they have been recruited. This was still in Catalyst Circle version 1 when we recruited very first secretaries, facilitators, and we say, hey, we need treasurers as well. And there has been Adjei and Miroslav who signed up for this, then started as a Catalyst Circle treasurer. Then I supported them to build up their own project, which became the Treasurer Guild, which submitted also the Fund 9 challenge, legal and financial implementations, which ran as challenge team there as well, and which now develops everything what we have on the Catalyst Swarm, the automated treasury, for example, where everything is tracked on Devo, GitHub, Gitbook, über Discord. They are setting up the whole automation services behind and everything, and really learning everything by scratch from themselves as well. Both are not developers. They don't know any shit about coding when started, so they teach themselves everything. So really, really impressed by Miroslav and Adjei, who are going this journey together. Then JP, oh, JP is a good, nice one as well.
If you need a professional text of whatever, you know where to go. Like these are very high bar documents when going through some project or some idea or some request or anything. Basically, he just knows how to write it and make it look like the real class.
That's true. Authoring on the highest level, because I think that's a job in Canada as well, right? He's a how was it, the law writer for the Canadian government, something like this. So yeah, he's really, really skilled. And besides that, just a really awesome person as well.
Yeah, humble guy, and like a very, he's also very agreeable, like in things we discuss, and when he brings out the point, you know it's coming from a good heart and great place.
Pretty diplomatic, really. Amazingly diplomatic. Put Nazi and Stalin in a room with JP, you will find a deal for both of them. Oh, that's a bad example. The Polands won't be happy now. Okay. But then Miroslav Rajh, like explained already, together with Adjei, Gender CC admin, and running the Treasury Guild now, and both just amazingly nice people, really committed, really engaged, full-time on Catalyst as well. So
Miroslav brings a lot of happy energy when you see him in meetings, like he's also yeah, like roots when something happens.
That's true, yes. Then Nori Nishigaya. Oh, this guy is I like to call him Buddha somehow, because he has this atmosphere, you know, really.
Yeah, I won't know about Buddha, but he does has a lot of knowledge, like a shamanic feel to do his like knowledge and his experience, even though he doesn't show it all up, and you know that like after you kind of know him more, you realize, oh, this dude has seen a lot and been a lot, created communities before they even existed.
Much agree. I think definitely one of the people I would call really a leader, because they are leading without leading, right? They are motivating people to lead themselves. They are pushing people. They are guiding people. And I think Nori is a beautiful example as well. Yes, and I think, yeah, he's also full-time Catalyst Cardano. Left his day job last year. I think he was working for Amazon a pretty long time. And
I wonder, is everybody in the list kind of quit the job here?
Yeah, almost. Yes. I think almost everybody except JP. JP still has his job, but I think everybody else on the list, yeah, they quit their day job to move full-time Catalyst and Cardano. Which brings us to the next one, because this is a really OG as well. Phil K, Tevo, there you can say a lot.
Yeah. I think it been at the early funds, maybe even fund 2. We already, the first thing was like, oh, what we need, we don't have nothing. Okay, let's start with the website. Let's start with the resource where we have something, and we're still struggling with that. And from there, I met him, and also very like active as a project manager, knows what needs to be done, like knows the full cycle of entire thing, what needs to be delivered, and he was a great person to bounce ideas back and forth and kind of develop first initiations. And now, yes, now he's working his ass off, always has something to do, always part of something, but not everything sustains him. So it's great that it's part of Swarm, and we could contribute at least something back to it.
Much agree. I think he's really one really nice example as well of those people like you, for example, or myself, who are there already since a while and working here in Catalyst for the community already for longer than 1.5 years now, almost. And yeah, the thing is that even by being just involved in a bunch of projects doesn't mean that you earn a lot, right? It means just that you are able to pay people now who engage there, right? But very often, yeah, it's really hard for kind of people to survive. So yeah. And he's a real nice example of being humble, being here not for the money, but for the community, always engaging, always investing, and always pushing things forward.
Yeah, I think it's philosophical thinking also actually very important, because sometimes we go very fast into like taking decisions, but he
that's true,
like brings like back, hey, wait, have you thought about it really?
that's true. He's a really careful thinker, I'd say.
Yeah,
always keeping things on the ground. Then next one, Light Donation, Darlington Flea, because what they are building right now, for example, with the Light Donation Wolcott tool or the profile platform Light Donation, I think this is really, really beautiful, and it's really needed for Catalyst, even if raising a lot of critics and a lot of heavy discussions, which are really, really needed as well. And I think, one thing almost nobody knows, very often initiatives like this are paid out of own pockets, such as his platform, what he's building up there. So everything is paid also out of his own pockets. Didn't has any funds for it, and as all of us, no one from us is a whale. No one from us is one limbo. So we try really to stay solidaric and try to support each other. So want to support Light Donation with $1,500 for the next 4 months as well. To make sure, okay, he don't have to pay his own money to build his platform. Then, what do you want to add something to?
Yeah, I will probably. It's a bit unfortunate that at early when they joined, we had some discussions. I was able to connect them with the AIM team and like where he could get the data. But after that, I kind of floundered off somewhere else. And actually, I've been using the Light Donation sometimes to check up some proposals, even and looking at how my proposals and stuff look like in there, and like statistics. So it's interesting, and I'm looking forward how it improves, and I think it will, and it's really needed to have some visualization of dashboards.
Much agree. Then next one, Dominik, also OG from the very early days already. Was always be there, then moving away a little bit, coming back, moving away, coming back. So always tying to Catalyst, but very much doing his own stuff outside of Catalyst as well. And as Swarm grows and explores and everything, and Dominik is really good in startup consulting and advising and everything, he will help Swarm to take some new shapes and starting to develop some business models. Because as we see, hey, cool, we have funds now, but we want to make this sustainable as well, and we don't want to come back in each and every Catalyst funding round and asking for budget. Once we should be sustainable enough as well to still being engaged in the Catalyst community, but not needing the budgets from the proposals anymore. And yeah.
He was quite a hustle guy, and once we met him in real life in Berlin, you kind of, oh, okay, this is the true German digital nomad living around doing whatever he's passionate about, and doing like that kind of, yeah, like to me it feels like a hustle work, getting people connected. And hey, here is an great event, here is another one, like bringing people together. It requires also another skill.
Much agree. Then next one. Adjei, Jonathan Adjei. Also really OG. I remember the first time I saw him was in a Journal Labs book club on Discord, even before a town hall took place and everything, something like that.
Yep, there it started, and the thing back then. To me, I remember like he's like only saying like few sentences and then was quiet, always listening, like very much of that listening culture, even though we didn't know what could be back then. And then he was there, I think almost every time, but took like few months before he started like speaking up and like telling what he's doing, and then realizing, oh my God, he has a team of developers and such, like he's the people we need. We are talking about issues. It's like, okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Much agree. Because Jonathan, from Fluid 7 is his company, small coding enterprise in England. And just besides that, he's spending so much time in Catalyst, hanging a lot around in Journal Labs and Swarm, and helping a lot, always being part of the conversation, moving things forward, and really appreciate his insights. But we don't pay him that because he is awesome. We pay him because, yeah, with Fluid 7, they are taking the hosting of the Swarm website and everything there as well. So yeah, really nice to be able to already outsource an important part from us to a professional enterprise like Fluid 7, and on the same way, yeah, being able to get him some funds from the Catalyst Swarm as well to reward his engagement. And then, Tevo.
Who is that? Kick that
Tevo Saks. What can I say about you, Tevo? I think we started this whole Swarm stuff together with some other folks, then created something like a second Swarm, then created something like a third Swarm, so moved through all this evolution of Swarm, but still sticking together since the beginning. And I would say most of the time, we don't even coordinate our stuff. You do your stuff, I do my stuff, but somehow it works really nice together. And each time we are coming back to each other. And yeah.
Then we realize, oh, there is a fourth Swarm. And there is a fifth Swarm. Yeah.
Exactly.
Iterations.
Exact. I would say you're really beautiful representative of what Swarm is about, right? Empower and encourage people, motivate them to stay active, to become active and to stay active. And do it you're an awesome humble mind. And I really appreciate especially your logic thoughts, that you just arrive to visualize and to map whole community thoughts with your logic. And even if sometimes really difficult to understand you if you speak, it mostly makes fucking bunch of sense. And you quit your day job, you moved full-time into Catalyst a while now already. So definitely respect for the step, man. And definitely, I would say, one of the best steps in your life. Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, soon gonna be a year, and didn't know I'm kinda, I don't know, is this entrepreneurship?
This is punkerpreneurship.
Yeah, this is, well, thanks for kind words, and I try to keep myself logical, but I don't know, I think I'm losing in the logic sector every working day.
No, you're doing an awesome job. And also to see you from the beginning, I remember when when we first had our first swarm session, everybody was really shy and everything. And there was one swarm session, I don't know what happened, but you just fucking took the lead of everything. You just hosted the whole thing. And since then, you started your mini proposal, whole universe, mini proposal workshops and treasury and everything. And also with the Catalyst group, when we initiated those together with Victor and Mike McNulty, in the very, very beginning, when they joined me, we made the first CA workshops and all of this created a Catalyst group. Yeah, really involved there as well, and you're helping a lot as well, Catalyst group moving forward. So
yeah, let's not make that video any longer. Oh, there is another person.
yeah, come on. Then yeah, last one is Daniel David Lizu, who is working since a while already with the water team, and who also engaged a lot now in the Africa Town Hall. And besides the Africa Town Hall proposal, all the funds they are totally directly forwarded to the Africa Town Hall team, but he receives additional support fund of $500 per month from Swarm as well, which brings us to $22,909.49 per month for a time frame of 4 months. Yes, this is what we can do, and this is what we do. And if we would have more funds, there would be maybe some adjustments, and maybe not maybe, but the goal is to really have those here as an example already, a diverse group of community members who engage and participate in making Catalyst better for everyone, because all those people are engaged in projects who are fully open. Everybody can join, everybody can engage. All these projects are somehow about education, introducing people into blockchain and Catalyst, getting people motivated, keep people motivated, and creating this fucking awesome community. And a lot of these tasks are, a lot of stuff what those people do are invisible tasks, right? It's extremely hard to track them. It's extremely hard to documentate on their actions. And that's what Swarm Funds is a lot about. It's a social financial funding mechanism, which aims to really fund unbureaucratically and fast key contributors within the Catalyst ecosystem, which very often are none of us is a fucking whale. And we all hardly survive by being full-time in the ecosystem. And it's really important to show some solidarity, and long-term goal is definitely to add more people to the list and to increase the budget for the people so that we can somehow incentivize full-time contributors, like what George is doing a lot with the Catalyst contributors, right? And here we have a first pilot running out already. But yeah, everything is really, really related to George Lovecraft from PACE, the Catalyst and Cardano contributors. That's it. So some last words?
If you're not in the list, let us know that you want to be. I don't know.
Yes, but that's true actually. Yeah, people should come to us and ask how to be part of this list. Because to be very honest, this list is set up very centralized. I'd say. Yeah. Well, mainly had a look. Oh, okay, how can we have this diverse audience? Simply and verifying all this funds distributions by real activity, which is behind, because we don't want to send money to anybody who, let's say, just screams for money. This is not the way we want to support the community, right? But yeah, if you're a valid contributor to this ecosystem and we never heard about you, and I know this list is not able to reflect the whole range of contributors which we have in our ecosystem, and we just have a really limited amount of funds available. And yeah, but if there's help around, happy to have you, happy to listen to you. Finish? Okay.
Bye, guys.